when I was in ceremony, a quick share, when I was in ceremony by myself doing my solo journey, and there was an impulse of looking myself in the mirror, and the man in the mirror doesn't quite reflect the man that I know. So then in the middle of ceremony, I started like, cutting my hair and all kind of stuff. I don't recommend it to anyone else, but that impulse, right? That desire of really being congruent to the internal image, to the external image, I think that's a
Mhm.
beautiful thing. So do you feel like that when you look into the mirror, you like the man that you see that is it congruent to the image that you have in your mind?
It's interesting because I noticed there's always the ego never true, at least my experience is the ego never truly goes away. I just learned to to work better with it, to not have it. There's always some level of fear. There's always the next edge we're at. And there's a lot of things I look in the mirror and really connect with who I am. And I'm really delighted by all that. And then there's places where I still am, I guess the best way to put it is like resistant to loving myself. So like I'm carrying a little weight on my stomach. And every time I take my shirt off to go to bed, I'm like, the weight in my stomach. If I could just get that. And I have
Mm,
enough consciousness now to know, yeah, if I could just get that, then there'll be a new thing that I could just
mhm,
get, and then a thing after that. And so there's like this tightrope between loving myself exactly as I am with all of my foibles and still being committed to developing ever greater art. So I am committed to losing some weight because I there's a healthier version of me that I can live into. But I'm just fascinated by like the work's never done. There's always an edge. And thank goodness, because it makes life interesting.